we go. Welcome to episode 25 of the Gory Hole Podcast. My name is Jenny.
I'm Nikki.
And it's the first episode of 2024. How exciting.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a big year for us.
It is.
So I was re-listening to some of our old episodes, and I had been meaning to tell you this.
Okay.
Well, not old, but older. I think I was kind of just messing with some stuff.
Okay.
And when we were talking about sleeping equipment.
Oh.
And you said Todd calls your wedge pillow your Vigillo.
Oh, Vigillo. Yeah.
It made me think of something, and I wish I would have said it on that episode, and it's going to drive me crazy if I don't tell you. Ryan calls my weighted blanket the cock block blanket.
Nice. Nice.
So I thought you would enjoy that.
That makes sense. Because if you have it on, it ain't happening.
It only covers me.
Okay.
And I just get all snuggled up, and he's like, "Oh, you're getting out the cock block blanket." And I'm like, "Yeah, stay away. Stay on your side. I'm not sharing."
Nice. Nice.
So what's been going on with you?
Been busy. So yeah, first episode of 2024. So we just got through all the holidays.
Christmas is done. New Year's is done.
Been a little busy.
Been so busy.
Yeah, but it's been good. So I have watched a couple horror movies over the holidays.
Awesome.
Would you like me to tell you about
Yes,
them?
I would love to hear about them.
I also want to say this is the first episode where we're doing live. I have a little tablet over here, and I'm doing live sound bites and like the live intro. That's the first time that we haven't just like plugged them in after.
Yeah, I got to actually dance to the song at the beginning. The song is so catchy.
Yeah, and we'll get to hear the sound bites in person, and it'll be great.
I think it's going to make it more fun.
It will make it a little different.
So yeah, that's big step number one.
Big step
for 2024.
We're doing big things around here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the first movie I watched was Knock at the Cabin.
Knock at the Cabin.
It's an M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong movie. Yeah, you haven't seen it?
I have. I don't know. I can picture the. Tell me about it. I might have. I don't know. Sometimes I get some of these mixed up.
It is. So it's like this couple. It's a family. It's a couple and their adopted daughter go on a little vacation to a cabin, like in a really remote area. It's just the three of them. They're in this area, and these random strangers show up, and and this is not a spoiler. It's in the trailer for the movie. They show up and they say, "You have to choose which one of you you're going to kill, or the world is going to end."
I think I have seen that.
So there's like a big wrestler dude in it. I forget his name, but this like massive human being guy is in it. So it's just a group of like random strangers. So the whole movie you're trying to figure out if they're full of shit and like if they're like brainwashed and trying to just fuck with these people, or if it's real. And they try to like kind of pit each other against each other, and then people start dying, and it's good. It's pretty creepy. It's a really unique and specific premise that I haven't seen before. So I liked it.
And you said it was Knock on the Cabin?
Knock at the Cabin.
Knock at the Cabin. Oops, I messed up.
Knock at the Cabin.
I'll have to check that out. I feel like I may have seen that. Do you know when that came out?
The last couple years. I'm not for sure.
Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. I don't know.
It's recent-ish.
Gotcha. What else did you watch?
I watched Barbarian.
Barbarian.
Yes.
How was that?
It was good.
I have that on my list of. It's like literally saved on, because that's on Amazon, right? On Prime?
Sure.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think I have it saved on Prime at least.
Maybe, I don't know. That's where I watched.
Oh yeah, I forget.
So that one was pretty good. That was it was also a really specific, interesting thing that I hadn't seen before. So they kind of it's pretty recent. They kind of played on in the last handful of years, people are getting canceled for doing things like inappropriately touching women and using that to try to like keep them from moving up in their job if they don't let you do stuff to them, that kind of stuff. So that's in there. So that's an interesting new kind of twist that obviously wasn't in horror movies 20 years ago.
Right.
And then it's the main storyline is a girl she's like from out of town, goes to a neighborhood that she doesn't know, has an Airbnb. And that's the other thing that's kind of like a newer twist on horror movies, because the idea of an Airbnb hasn't been around that long. Like True. It used to be you're in a hotel or a campsite when you travel, and that's it. So she goes to an Airbnb, checks in at night, doesn't realize she's in an absolute shithole of a neighborhood. She checks in this Airbnb and come to find out there's like a horror show in the basement of this Airbnb.
Oh my god.
So it's pretty good.
That sounds
Yeah,
really good. That
it
sounds
is
up
good.
my alley.
It's just different, you know? It's not the same old slasher stuff, and
Yeah.
it's not the same haunted house stuff you've seen a bunch of times. It's unique. I liked it. Yeah, it was pretty
check
good.
that one out. So I haven't really had time for like too many movies. Holidays were just happened, and a lot of family stuff, a lot of work stuff.
Gross.
I've been busy. Yeah, it's been fun. I wanted to tell you this weird thing I've kind of just been on a kick with watching.
Okay.
It's not. I've been watching on TikTok. I know you don't get on TikTok quite as frequently as I do.
Not as much.
Well, for some reason, TikTok has been filled with these videos of like the North Sea and people working on like oil rigs in the
Ooh,
North Sea.
Okay.
And it is like terrifying to watch.
Yeah.
And those giant oil rigs look so fucking freaky to me. Like, I don't think I could stand actually next to one without kind of hyperventilating or something because they're so fucking huge.
Yeah. I mean, the North Sea wants to kill you.
Yeah.
So
and people go to work on it.
that's terrifying.
Yeah. They're just like on this big giant stand in the middle of a sea that's like trying to swallow you whole.
That's so creepy.
And they show these clips of like these horrible, like terrifying looking whales and stuff that are out there, and these storms and
That's
stuff
cool.
that are out there. And I'm so hooked on it. It's terrifying, but it's also like, whoa.
Yeah.
And it always plays the same fucking like song for every single one. It's like this deep voice going, yo ho.
Oh, like a sea
these
shanty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It played, and that's like my biggest fear now is to like be in the ocean and start hearing that song
That's
playing.
creepy. They should make a movie out of that shit.
They
Have
should.
Maybe there are some that I don't
they
know
might
of.
be.
Because
But
that's cool. Any kind of horror movie involving water, I usually love that shit. Like
Me
shark
too.
attack type stuff,
Yeah.
or being abandoned in the
or
middle
like
of the
storms
ocean.
at sea
Storms,
and
yeah.
Oh, they're so
Those are
freaky.
good because
but
that can
it's-
actually happen. That's so
Uh-huh.
realistic.
and it looks so cool.
Uh-huh.
It's like even though it's like, man, I would be so fucking terrified if I was
Yeah.
there. It's so badass
For
to look
sure.
at. And these videos just keep flooding my For You page
Ooh.
and feed on TikTok, and I'm just like mesmerized by them. And then I'm
Yeah.
dreaming that I'm like at the sea and stuff, and trying to work on the oil rig,
Fighting the Kraken.
Yeah, they have videos like people like do these cool CGI things too of the
Cool.
North Sea videos where it makes it looks like there's a fucking Kraken just coming out.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty badass, and I've been kind of addicted and just watching them constantly.
That's pretty cool. So when I do get on TikTok, which doesn't happen often because I'll get on there and then like 2 hours have passed and I'm like, okay, this is not a productive use of my time.
It's not.
But it is fun to watch.
It is.
And I don't know how I got this in my algorithm, but I have this, maybe it's because of my age and gender. I don't know, but I get a ton of people doing like makeovers to themselves, like really intense makeup jobs.
Oh.
So they'll show a before and after, and a lot of them it's like a stitch, and there'll be like 4 faces on the screen, and it'll show like people will make themselves look like ratchet as fuck
Yeah.
for their before picture, and they'll like take out their dentures and like
Uh-huh.
make faces, and then they'll show you how they do their makeup and like transition, and then show them like a smoke show after. That is all that's on my thing, and I'm like, I'm not super into makeup or anything like that, but I can't stop fucking watching it.
I get those a lot
They're
too.
so good.
They're so addictive.
They are, and they'll do, I'm convinced some of them it's obvious that they use a filter to make themselves look uglier 1st, and then they do the makeup, and you're like, oh, the transition is amazing. But really, it's just a filter that makes you look 172 and like
Yeah.
you've been smoking cigarettes your whole life. But it is interesting, and you're like, holy fuck.
Some of like the Halloween makeup tutorials
Yes.
and stuff are kind of crazy to watch.
Yes, or the ones where they'll make themselves look like a celebrity. Like I watched a girl make herself look like God damn it. It's happening again.
You forget words.
It's happening. Julie Roberts in
okay.
Pretty Woman. So she she starts off, she doesn't look anything like her. She's got dark hair. She's got like olive skin. She transforms herself with like shading and shit to look just like Julia Roberts, pops on a wig, and it's like you're looking at Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman. It's so weird.
It is. The things people come up with
I
for
know.
TikTok are crazy,
It's
and they're
wild.
so addictive to watch. And
They
now
are.
also lately, besides North Sea videos, I've also been getting people farting on their pets.
Oh, that's even better. I would
That's
love that.
so delightful. Oh my gosh.
I want that on my algorithm.
I'm going to start sending you all these videos
Yes,
of people
please.
farting on their pets and their pets getting so
And their
mad.
reaction.
It's so
God.
funny. Dogs will start growling or they'll jump and be like, what the fuck was that? What was
Growling.
that? A noise came from your butt. What was that?
Oh, shit.
Oh my
That's
God,
good.
it's the best. And it's just like huge compilations. So there's like 25 of them in one video. And I'm like, I
That's
thought I was the
amazing.
only one who farted on my dogs. But
That's amazing.
apparently
You fart on your dogs.
I fart on Raven almost every morning.
On purpose or just because she's by your butt? In bed.
Well, both,
Okay.
I guess.
Like, I got one for you, bitch.
Yep. It's like, well, you're there. So
Nice.
let's see what you do.
That's
And
awesome.
She usually ends up barking at my butt. And it's pretty funny. Or she'll jump really fast. And
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
that's so awesome. I know. TikTok is crazy,
like it.
man.
It
And
is.
North Sea has just been in my brain.
Wow.
And I was like talking to Ryan about it. I'm like, just the idea that there are people who have to travel to the North Sea,
For
go
their
live on an
job.
oil rig
Yeah.
that's dangerous, that's like a fucking horrible action terror movie.
Yeah.
And they have to stay there for like 2-3 weeks and then they just go home. And I'm like, that's insane to
I
me.
can't imagine. But they probably make gobs of
They
money.
have to.
Like the ice fishermen people. Not ice
Yeah.
fishermen.
That's what
There's
Ryan
the people
was
that
saying.
go
That was
on
like
the-
some of those fishermen, like
Yeah,
deep sea fishermen
That go
and stuff.
for like months at a time.
Uh-huh.
And then they almost die or die.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
But they make bank.
And then if they
man.
make it back, they can buy whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's worth it.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Pretty exciting life, I guess.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I'm just work from home, nestled in my,
You're
my
like,
little safe office.
No, thank you. Do I have to take sweatpants off? No.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, thank you.
That's my life. Well, it's just been on my mind, and I just had to talk about it because I'm like, people actually do that for work.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And it's crazy to me. There were pictures of a guy just like drilling into like something going into the ocean, and it's just like waves going over his head, and he's just like, just got to finish my drilling. And I'm like, oh my God, you're about to get swallowed by the sea.
Wow. A little desensitized, maybe.
Maybe, I guess.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what the training for that is.
Oh, yeah.
Just going to throw you in a tsunami and see if you live.
Yeah. Just
Oh,
see
you
how
lived.
scared you get. Did
Yeah.
you shit your pants? No, you're hired.
You're hired. Yeah. I think that's all the training requires.
Somebody
Okay.
willing to do it? You're in.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. It's so
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah.
It's like the scariest thing ever.
Yeah.
Okay. I could probably talk about that for hours, and it may come back up again. I'm not gonna lie. Yo.
Are you gonna get a tattoo of a big octopus?
No octopus, I don't
Oh,
think.
I think that would be cool.
Octopus tattoo would be cool.
Like a big underwater scene with an octopus, or maybe like a ship, or maybe just an
if I
oil
got an
rig.
underwater one, it'd probably be a sea turtle.
Oh yeah, that'd be cute.
I really like sea turtles.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
They are.
Yeah, and that song is in my head now constantly. Constantly. Even the other day when it was raining, I was just like walking through the house going, yo. And Ryan's like, stop singing the fucking song. I'm like, I can't help it. I'm just thinking about the guys at the North Sea, and I'm really worried about them.
And it has been gray. Okay, today's the first time I saw the sun in probably 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It has been gray as fuck
It's been fucking depressing
in
here
Kansas
in Kansas City.
So that just also brings it down. Makes you think of water. Scary stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I said fuck just now, and I was told by one of my friends that listens to us that I say fuck too much. And I didn't
What?
fucking notice that. Did you fucking notice that?
No.
I didn't fucking notice that. But I was
I
thinking
did just now because you pointed it out, but
I was thinking that it would be funny if I did like a fuck counter.
oh,
if
God,
I can
we do
figure
have
out how to do that. I don't know if I'll try. My editing skills are pretty low bar at this point, but they have gotten better. So I'll see if I
I
can
feel
do
like
that.
I say it a lot too,
I know,
right?
He said that you say it a lot too, but not nearly as much as I do.
Really?
And he was like, it kind of
Who the hell said this?
It's kind of
Is there a
distracting.
code name?
It's Bob.
Oh, Bob.
It's Bob.
Fucking Bob.
I don't know. I don't think it's. Also, hi. This is the Gory Hole podcast. Like, could the word fuck be said too much? I don't think so.
Yeah.
But he was like, you need to calm it down. And I was like, what?
Nikki's got a filthy fucking mouth.
I guess. So now I'm hyper aware of it.
Oh gosh.
But it's easy to say. It's fun to say.
It's just like a
Fuck,
noise.
fuck me, right? I mean,
It's a noise out of your mouth. Like who gives a fuck?
I know, right?
Who gives a fuck
Okay,
about fuck?
I'm glad you said that because that's what I said. I was
Oh
like,
man,
you're fucking
I feel-
crazy.
in a weird way, I don't even believe that like swear words really exist. I'm like, it's a noise.
It's just right. It's not like there's no morality attached to it for me.
Yeah.
There's no.
It's the same as freaking to me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't cuss around. Like, if there's little kids, I'll try to watch my mouth just because that's like what socially is acceptable to do and expected to do. But I don't like.
Oh, if it's strangers' kids,
give a
I
fuck.
don't. If it's kids in my
That's how
family, if
Todd
I'm at
is.
like a restaurant or something, there's kids across,
Yeah,
like,
you don't
the
fucking
table.
care.
Yeah, I don't fucking care. Like, you're the
how
one who
Todd
brought
is.
them out
He's
in
like,
public.
"They're
This
not
is the
my
real
kids.
world, bitch.
I don't
Like,
give a shit about
people
your
cuss.
kids."
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
don't
gonna
know.
have to hear at some point. Might
I
as
know,
well hear it
right?
from me.
Welcome to the real world, bitch. Anyway, sorry, I had
I
to
don't want
talk
them to
about that.
turn 18. They get out in the world and someone gets mad at them and they're like, "Fuck you!" And they're like,
And they're
"What
like,
did you just say? What is that word? I've never heard
Also,
that."
that would never happen because internet parents,
Yeah.
like, they're gonna hear it everywhere because that's just part of life, bro.
Oh man, kids probably know how to cuss better than I do. I
For
bet.
sure.
Like, and I've learned from some masters on how to cuss. I'm sure little kids know how to do it better than me.
Dude, have you thought about this? Is super tangent, but have you thought about with the interwebs? I sound so old right now, but I don't care.
Interwebs.
The interwebs, like a kid growing up today has to find out about things like sex and stuff so much earlier.
Yeah.
Like we learned about sex mostly our generation learned about sex by accident in middle school because some little jerkwad like learned about it from their older sibling and then like talked about weird shit and you're like, what's a blowjob? And then so you learn about it. But now they probably learn all of that stuff so early as a kid because they can go on the internet. Like, am I wrong? Do you
no,
think that'd
that's
be weird?
true.
Like, I couldn't handle being a parent and being like,
Oh God, no.
them asking me what like cunnilingus means or something.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what that means.
What?
What is that?
Shinny?
Say it again.
Cunnilingus? That's when a dude goes down on a lady on the clam. That's just like getting your bean flicked by a dude's tongue.
I've never heard it called that.
What
Where is that from?
Oh yeah, you're right. It doesn't have to be dude. When anyone goes down, like when you go down on a guy, it's called a blowjob. If he goes
Yeah.
down on you, it's called cunnilingus. You've never
I thought it was
heard
just
this
called
word?
eating a chick out.
That's gross, but
that's-
yeah, you're right. That's
what
slang.
I've always called it.
That's slang, but it's cunnilingus. Are you serious?
Is that
You've
like-
never heard that?
no.
Shit. Am I? Cunnilingus is when somebody goes down on a girl. Blowjob. Fellatio. Yeah, that's the other like
Oh, so
proper
like the
term.
okay, I'm not gonna. I
The
didn't know the
technical
technical term.
You,
for
had you
eat-
heard fellatio?
Yeah,
Okay, so it's
and
the
I know
cunnilingus.
coitus is. Yeah, I know. I've just
It's
never
the
heard.
cunnilingus to fellatio. You've been in this world for this long
I've
and
never
you haven't heard
word.
that?
Uh-uh.
See what I mean? We came up without the internet.
Yeah.
And you
Nobody
still
has
are
ever said
learning
that word
things.
to me.
Really?
Ever.
Wow.
Say it again.
Cunnilingus. C-U-N-N-I. Okay. C-U-N-N-I-L-I-N-G-U-S.
Cunnilingus?
I think.
Did I say it right?
I sometimes would have to write it. Yes.
Cunnilingus
Cunnilingus.
is
I'm
oral
blown away.
sex on a woman.
Yes. I'm blown away.
I'm blown away too. I didn't know there was.
Wow.
I knew
Wow.
fellatio and I knew coitus. I
same,
guess I've never.
Same idea for fellatio, only
the
to
technical
to the
term.
woman. Yes.
I guess I just always use the slang term.
Wow.
Did he eat you out?
Ew, I don't like eat you
You don't
out.
like that?
No. I don't. No.
I forgot she doesn't like the term eating pussy
Eat.
either.
Ew, don't say eat. Like, I'm not going to eat that dick. Like, that's gross. Don't say eat. You don't need to say eat. Say lick. Say suck. Anything but eat. I don't like it.
Swallow.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. I don't
Suck
know why.
is fine.
Yeah.
So, what about munching?
I mean, munchin' I would take way over
Carpet
eat.
munching?
I would say
My
munch
kids
the
used to
beeve
say
or
that when I was
something.
in middle
Carpet
school.
munchin'.
Carpet munching, yeah.
Oh boy. See, like that's the kind of shit you learn because you were like, because some little kid would say that, some little delinquent would be like talking about like anal sex or carpet munchin' or like use a slang term, and you'd have to be like, I don't know what that is, but I have to act like I know what it is to be cool. But then you'd like ask your friend like, what the fuck is carpet munching? And you'd have to find out the hard way. But now you can just go, what is carpet munching on Google, on drgooglemd.com, and he will tell you.
True.
So
First time I learned what a blowjob was, I thought it was actually blowing into a guy's.
that's a Tammy Bangs episode.
Right?
Do you blow it like?
Yeah, that's what I remember thinking that's what it
Yeah.
was.
I mean, it does
A
sound
boy
that way.
told me that's what it was.
Seriously,
too.
it's
Yeah.
probably what he thought it was at that point too.
Yeah.
If he was like a little kid.
He's 11. So,
That's probably what he thought it was.
He's like, yeah, you blow into it. It feels really good.
Blow into it
That's what he said.
like a straw.
Like a balloon.
I wish I could use my prop, but I'm afraid I don't want to.
Didn't get taken off before.
It didn't. It didn't. But I just,
I think YouTube is safe for dildos.
maybe it is.
I think so.
We had
People have so many crazy things on YouTube.
You're right.
It's fine.
There was a lot of dildo in our Christmas episode, and I was like afraid. So just so the listener knows the backstory, I was going to try to blur it because I thought that would be funny, and I could blur it, but I can't get the blur to follow the dildo, and I moved that bitch around a lot.
Yeah.
So
it's fun to play with.
It is. So I was like, we're just going to leave it in,
Wiggly,
see what happens.
It's squishy. It's hilarious.
We're going to see what happens. And so far, so good. Knock on wood. It's been, a week since I came out? And it's still up there. And maybe that's just because nobody knows us and nobody's fucking seen it yet.
Yeah.
But for now, I didn't want to get like multiple ones taken down. So I'm just going to leave it over there. We can see it,
He'll
but the
make
camera
a
can't.
special appearance.
Yeah.
On
Maybe he can make it. I thought it would be funny as shit to have that here and just have like a blurred out cock shape.
Should we name your dildo?
That's a genius
Like
idea.
Hot Edgar? Or something?
Ugh.
I'm trying to think of an opposite of Cold Ethel.
Edgar doesn't feel right, but I like where you're going with this.
Ethan?
Ethan.
Ethel? Ethan?
No, it needs to be a hot name. Ooh, I see what you're doing. Alliteration.
I was trying to make something that sounded like Ethel.
Okay. Hot Eddie.
Hot Eddie. Ew. That sounds
I don't
like
know.
a weird sex move.
Let's think about this. Also, listeners, if you have any ideas for a name for my dildo Jenny got me for Christmas, the super realistic
Cold Ethel's boyfriend.
Cold Ethel's boyfriend, just send us a little email
Yeah.
or comment and let us know some name ideas.
GoryHolePod@gmail.com.
There you go. Thanks. Thanks for that plug.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, so you can comment on this video or whatever and let us know what you think. I want some name ideas.
Yeah.
I don't want to just pick one off the cuff. It needs to be right. I want to
agree.
take this seriously.
It's very serious. It's a serious situation.
It is. Thank
And
you.
he needs a good name
He does.
because he's missing out over there. He looks sad.
I know. Well, he doesn't look sad, that's for sure. He looks pretty happy to me. He is 100% happy 100% of the time.
He's saluting us.
He is. I salute you, sir. I want him to have a little military hat on.
I know, because we need to be able to dress him up too.
Yeah, maybe we can work on that. Let's work
Yeah.
on that.
All right. So
All right, let's
that's an
move on.
assignment for the list. I know we kind of went off on a crazy
We
tangent
did,
there, but
that's okay.
that's
We haven't met for a while. We pre-recorded a bunch for
Yeah.
the holidays, and then so it's been a couple weeks since we've seen each other or recorded. So we have a lot to
yeah,
talk about.
we do.
We have a lot to catch up on.
Let me throw this in real quick. So our stocking contest.
Oh yeah.
We drew a name. We drew Alex's name.
Mhm.
Alex is a listener. He loves our show. He's great,
Yeah.
but he's in the UK. And he was really just emailing to figure out where we got the stocking.
Yeah.
He wasn't really meaning to enter. And we can't ship to the UK because
Yeah.
it would cost more than the stocking. And
Yeah.
it was a US only thing. If this gets bigger, we make millions of dollars. We'll ship stuff
Hell yeah, man.
worldwide,
Ship it anywhere.
but-
I'll ship it right up your butthole if
right
you want.
up your ass to the left, man. We'll ship it right up there. So anyway, we had to draw another name.
We did.
And the winner was Lacey, who is
Yay.
from the Load Bearing Beams podcast. Blah,
Pun.
I'm having a stroke again. Load Bearing Beams
Yes.
podcast, which is a great podcast.
is.
It's so funny. It's her
It
and her
is.
husband debating about movies that
It's
they
a
love.
great premise for a pod.
It really is. And they're hilarious, and she's a listener, and we're going to send the stocking to her.
Yay! Congrats, Lacey. Thanks for listening.
Yes, we love Lacey.
And I think Lacey has I think she said in a comment that she has our same personality and sense of humor.
She does.
So I know I
From
like
what
her.
I've listened to of her, I haven't listened to all your episodes
Yeah.
yet, Lacey. I've just kind of started. But they're really funny. She
Yeah.
definitely has very similar humor.
Love it.
And I don't think she's that far away, actually.
Really?
I think Louisiana,
Cool. Okay.
which isn't super
Yeah.
far.
Okay.
You're ever in KC, girl. You got to
Cool.
come on. If we're ever in Louisiana, got to have us on.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, it would be fun. Okay, so I needed to update on that.
Okay.
Our next topic. I'll tell you about that before we do hot reads.
Okay.
So we were going to talk about trivia punishments.
Oh God.
So
Ugh,
we're going to back up to
I'm scared.
episode again. We decided that there's going to be higher stakes for 80s, 90s trivia.
Mm-hmm.
So the loser is going to have to do something embarrassing.
And I lost my ass.
You barely lost.
Well, I still lost.
Yeah, so Nikki was the first loser. So I get to decide how she is punished. I had a couple ideas.
Okay.
So I'm going to run them by you.
Oh boy.
Because I know
I get to pick?
I was going to let you pick the
Okay.
first one.
I appreciate this.
And then as we go on, we'll just kind of see what happens.
Okay.
But I figured I'd give you a couple choices.
I like that. Okay. I appreciate that.
So,
Okay.
first one.
Oh god.
I was thinking maybe I would send you into a liquor store. And of course, I'm going to film the whole thing so you
Okay.
guys get to see this stuff.
Okay.
Send you in a liquor store to buy a bottle of wine,
Mhm.
and maybe you have a pair of underwear on your head.
Oh god.
Just got to go buy the wine and come right back out.
I immediately veto that one.
Well, wait till you hear the others.
Oh no. Does it all have something to do with doing something embarrassing in public?
No.
Okay. Okay, keep going.
Second one,
Okay.
maybe on a Thirsty Thursday if we go out,
Mhm.
maybe you walk around with toilet paper on your shoe the entire time.
I do. Okay. Okay.
That was not too bad, I don't
No.
think. And the third one,
Hmm?
let me wax your arms on the podcast.
Ooh, that's good.
Well, you know.
Both arms? Well, I mean,
At
I
least
don't want
one.
to. I don't want to be uneven, but I'm
I guess
afraid
both.
that would take a while.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd probably be
Maybe not on the
entertaining,
podcast necessarily because that might take a while.
but we could
we'll
at
have to-
least video it.
we will video it. But I'll wax your forearms.
Oh, do you have the equipment to do this?
I do have that.
Do you wax yourself?
No.
Okay.
It's
Why do you
I
have
can do it.
this?
I wax Ryan.
What do you wax?
I wax his nostrils
Oh,
and I wax his back.
nice.
He's
Okay.
not actually. He doesn't really have a hairy back. It's just
Okay.
his low back kind of gets long fuzz on
Yeah.
it, and I just wax it off for him.
Okay.
And I've waxed his toes a couple times.
His toes.
Mhm.
Okay,
And his eyebrows. I've waxed
I was
his-
afraid you were doing bee holes or something.
No, he wouldn't let me do that. I would do it if he wanted
You
me
would?
to. If he wanted me to.
Yeah.
I could probably easily do it to somebody else. I can't do it to me, and I'm not that flexible.
Yeah, that would be
I
hard.
need an expert.
That would be hard
Yeah.
for sure.
Our waxer can do it to herself, and it amazes me.
No shit.
Yeah, she told me she can give
She does
herself.
her own.
She does her own Brazilians.
What?
Yeah.
A full-on Brazilian?
I've asked her how
does-
she does this. and
Does she do it in a mirror?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
But she says she just figured it out, and now she just kind of knows how to do it to herself. And I'm
Wowee.
so impressed by that.
I had no idea.
Sometimes those are stories probably for another time, or if we get bored. I've
Oh
tried to give myself Brazilian waxes,
my
and I've
God.
glued my lips shut.
That's what I
before.
was gonna say. Like, how do you not just get it? Like, glue your lips shut or your butt cheeks shut,
I've almost done
and then
that
have
one.
to like you're like, well, I guess that's how it is now because
Yeah,
I'm not
I
pulling
guess
that off.
Pretty much.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah. I guess if you're a
Wow.
pro waxer, you could just kind of figure out how to do it.
Okay, this is leading me to another tangent. So, speaking of waxing yourself.
But don't forget to pick your punishment.
Oh yeah. Okay. This is very related though. So
Mhm.
I used to work with a girl. So I'm never gonna say where I work or where I have worked, but I used to work with a girl, a fellow nurse, and I'm in the like, what do I want to say without being too specific? My specialty has mostly been like women's health and
you go.
pregnant ladies.
Yeah, that's good enough.
So I worked with a girl, used to work nights with a girl, and we worked on labor and delivery. And so took care of moms having babies. And she had her own babies several times. And she was telling me that she checked her own cervix a few times. And I was like, excuse me, what? How the fuck do you check your own cervix? So you have to, in order to
Yeah.
check a cervix, you have to put fingers inside a vagina
Yeah.
and measure kind of like a subjective measurement with your fingers of how dilated a cervix is. And she did that shit to herself. And I was like, how do you put your foot behind your head? Like, how are you doing this? And she's like, you get in the shower and you put your foot up on the wall and you just,
I feel like I
You
could do
just-
that if I wanted to.
are you serious?
Yeah.
I can't picture how this is possible.
Yeah, I could
Like,
do that.
and you have to go in, unless you're like in active labor, it's high up there, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Uh,
how? I don't understand.
maybe I couldn't.
I
don't
just-
know.
I don't
think
know.
I'm giving myself too much
I
credit.
think you
I'd
are
probably
too.
hurt
Like,
myself.
no offense, but I think you are. And think of that with a pregnant belly.
Oh,
Like, how do you,
I wasn't thinking of the
you got a
pregnant-
spider monkey around that?
Yeah, that would be
to-
hard.
Like, you could
I
put,
don't even understand
So,
how
like-
pregnant people wipe their butts. So
yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, that probably gets, ooh, blessies.
Sorry, sneeze.
That probably
How dare
gets
me.
harder.
That was the perfect time for you to say how dare you, by the
You're
way.
right. I missed it. But
You
yeah, I
actually blessed
mean,
me.
I don't know how, I just can't picture I'd never heard of somebody checking their own cervix.
No, I've
but
never heard of that either.
She was
and
a
I didn't
nurse.
think about the fact there would be a pregnant
Yeah.
belly in the way.
She was a nurse who checked other cervixes. So she was like, I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to see if I am actually in labor, if I need to go to the hospital, or I'm just going to check it at home. And that's what she did. And
That's impressive.
wow. Right? Like you can put in, like putting in a tampon or something is one thing, but like being accurate enough to go up way up in there and measure your cervix with your fingers. I mean, I don't know about that.
Yeah. That's
I thought that was wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. So I have to pick my punishment.
Yes.
I'm definitely going to go arm wax or TP.
Okay.
I'll do arm wax.
All right.
Let's do arm wax.
That's gonna be the punishment.
Okay.
We will plan that.
She wrote it down and she underlined
I
it.
did.
So you know it's serious.
And circled it.
And circled it.
All right. We will do that. Okay. Do we now want to do emails or some book talk?
Let's do emails.
All right. Do you want to do yours first?
Sure. I have it ready to go.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, this is a really good one. This is several weeks ago. Robert sent us this. He has an F, Marry, Kill. I don't know why I'm censoring myself. He has a fuck, Marry, Kill.
Yeah, just say it. It's
He has
the
a
Glory Hole
fuck, Marry,
podcast.
Kill.
Bob, how dare you ruin her?
And he's listening, so I know he's hearing this. All right. Our 3 options for fuck, Marry, Kill is Reagan from The Exorcist,
A
a child, which is a little disturbing, but that's okay. The female Cenobite Deep Throat from Hellraiser, and Satanico Pandemonium from Dusk Till Dawn. Those are our 3 options. So you tell me, what would you do? Fuck, Marry, Kill. Reagan, Cenobite, Satanico.
Off the bat, I feel like I kind of have to kill the kid.
I'm with you on that one. Sorry. Better than other things.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to kill the kid.
Okay.
I'm going to, I guess, fuck the Cenobite
Okay.
and marry,
Satanico.
yeah. Because that's Salma Hayek, and she's pretty hot.
Oh my god. And she's
Robert
fucking
picked all
hot
women.
He did.
He wants
he
to know our lesbian tendencies.
He does. And I think my initial feeling was the exact same thing you said.
Mhm.
Because like why would you not want to be married to that?
Right.
Selma Hayek, Satanico, holy fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But then I got to thinking. So Reagan, she's a child, so my gut instinct was also to be like, she got to go, because that's weird. But what if? Go on this road with me.
I think I kind of know what you're going to say because I had thought of this.
Okay. So with Reagan, I think what if I marry her and we're in a celibate marriage?
Yeah.
So we're just married like
You can save her.
for tax purposes.
Yeah. She could be your wife and a
I can
dependent.
keep her tied down to the bed, keep her safe,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can go out and then I would kill the Cenobite Deep Throat from Hellraiser.
Yeah.
And then I would marry... No, sorry. I would fuck Satanico Pandemonium from Dusk Till Dawn. Because, like...
Got to kill the Cenobite, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would kill the Cenobite.
That would have been my second option.
That's just... That feels like the best thing to do with Reagan. Because she's not being harmed.
Yeah. I was just going to give up on her. I was gonna be like, sorry, bitch.
That was my initial go-to as well. But I also didn't want to be like, I'll just do the same as you.
I like your logic.
Yeah.
So
Makes sense?
that does make sense.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Oh, no, I forgot to play our You Got Mail. Okay, I'm going to play it now. Ready?
Okay, do it.
You've got mail.
You've got mail. Because we
Yay.
do
Okay,
have
I'm gonna do it again.
more mail.
We do. Okay, now it's your turn.
You've got mail.
Shit,
Perfect.
I can't believe I forgot.
That's
I'm
okay.
slacking on my
I'll
new job.
try to remember to say like I
Okay.
used to.
Okay.
So we got an email a while back too, and this is somebody we actually know, McKenna.
Hi, McKenna.
Our buddy McKenna. She sent an email. She's been listening, so I'm going to read it to you. And then I did a little research on
Ooh,
something
okay.
she said.
Cool.
So there. So it says, "Hi, friends. So I keep meaning to send you my ghost stories, but my Chromebook took a shit, and I refuse to dictate a bunch of gobbledygook into my phone.
Love it.
Firstly, just wanted to say how much I love listening to you. Yelling out trivia answers and laughing at dumb people buying sex toys and or dying has greatly improved my workday. You're welcome. And so what triggered this was the uncanny valley effect. She said, the uncanny valley effect really intrigues me. There are so many conspiracy theories around why our brains are wired to produce fear when we see or hear something that's kind of human, but not quite. Aliens being the most popular kind of makes sense, but this is ancient instinct we're talking about, so this supports all the fucking History Channel shows. Some believe this came from early Homo sapiens developing alongside mean monkeys that probably didn't quite get there, which kind of makes sense. Some nerds think it's a warning about AI, but come on, we've been programmed to fear this way longer than any kind of technology like that. Other jerks just think the purpose of the uncanny valley is so we don't breed with the disabled and deformed. Fuck them, that's mean.
Yep.
And totally doesn't explain the fear response. Not wanting to hump and being afraid are very different things in my opinion.
Well said.
Very, very true. But what I think the uncanny valley effect exists to protect us from ... shivers with terror. Shadow people. So many documented cases of these. Across all cultures and historically, there have been shadow people. Mediums, psychics, and paranormal researchers do not believe what these things are, only that they are not human and very dangerous. Most believe they are interdimensional beings, basically aliens from another plane. They can cause sickness, injury, and even kill those who live close to them. So there's another rabbit hole for you, shadow people. I will get you guys some ghost stories and lore soon. Love ya, McKenna.
Yes, please, McKenna.
Yeah, definitely.
Do that.
So I found an article from Bustle. What are shadow people? What are shadow people? So most of the time, a shadowy figure, what they are is if you see kind of in your peripheral vision, a shadowy figure. Dark humanoid figures, these are commonly known as shadow people, and they can be extremely scary and unsettling to the people who experience seeing them. But whether they're actually paranormal is up for debate. So there's been a lot of religious texts and folklore about them throughout history and ancient cultures, but what are they? Shadow people are a bit of an enigma in the paranormal community. They are often thought of as ghosts or a collection of negative energy. But as true with most paranormal phenomena, there is no definite answer. People can appear in different forms and may even indicate that someone is under a psychic attack. They also think there may be a connection between shadow people and extraterrestrial life. And they have a bit of a murky reputation, as most people who report seeing them state that they feel uncomfortable, scared, and in some extreme cases, even paralyzed with fear. Most of them usually appear as dark, human-shaped silhouettes in our peripheral vision, which basically all your peripheral vision is meant to see is like movement. So, do shadow people have a scientific explanation? Some skeptics have simply chalked it up to sleep paralysis. And sleep paralysis and other explanations include heightened emotional states, sleep deprivation, or substance use, which that makes sense. What to do if you see a shadow person? It's normal to be fearful if you see something as a shadow person. It's best to stay focused on staying grounded and not letting yourself be overwhelmed by discomfort of what you're experiencing. If you encounter a shadow person, the worst thing you can do is give it your fear. The negative intent, as entities with negative intent thrive on their ability to make us feel unsafe or uncomfortable. So you got to be calm if you see a shadow person. The best thing you can do is call in spiritual protection, pray, or simply stand your ground and tell them to leave you alone. Let's see. If you're having multiple experiences with shadow people, you may want to consider doing a major energetic house cleansing or hiring a professional energy worker to do one for you. You can spiritually cleanse your home by performing a protection ritual, putting out cleansing crystals in your home, or burning purifying herbs. So, shadow people, what are they? The answer is, we don't know.
We don't know. That's kind of what makes it scary. It's like the mystery behind it.
I feel like I've kind of had that happen a few times where I feel like I've kind of seen a figure and been like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then nothing was there. But it never really fazed me. Like, made me fearful. I was just kind of like, oh, probably just a shadow or light
Same.
or something.
But there are reports of much more intense experiences with shadow people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm the same way. I like occasionally see something on the corner of my eye, and I'm like, oh, that was just
Yeah, there's always a logical
fucking
explanation
chairs.
as
Yeah.
to what it was.
But that's how you want to explain it away too. Is like your brain wants to be like, oh no, that was just this, or I'm just tired,
yeah.
or whatever,
Or I'm just drunk.
or it's the glass of wine I had, or
Yeah.
whatever it is. We want to explain it away logically
Mm-hmm.
because that helps us be not afraid of it. But
Yeah, there's a lot. I just kind of dug up a quick little article to give a little bit of
Mhm.
background on it, but there was a lot of different articles and all sorts of different things about it.
Oh, yeah.
So you can really go on a deep dive with that topic.
for sure. I listened to a horror podcast that talks a lot about.
Oh,
shadow
really?
people. It's Dan Timesuck.
Timesuck.
Well, not Timesuck. His other one, the scary one, is Scared to Death.
Yeah,
Scared to Death. Yeah.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Should we move book then topic?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. Okay, we've
Read
been
me
going
your
for
story. Okay, I'm
a
gonna
good
play
amount of time.
our.
Yeah, go ahead
Our
and play it,
sound
but
clip.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about the book
Okay.
before I do the read.
Okay.
So, play it.
Hot reads with cold apples.
Ooh, that was good.
Thank you.
It was really good. It was kind of quiet. I hope it's audible.
I heard it.
Okay.
Okay. So I think I mentioned that I was reading this. Den of Vipers.
Yes, you did.
Now, I got this book thinking it was a fantasy book,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like ACOTAR and Fourth
Yeah.
Wing and all that. Because doesn't it kind of look like it might be?
It does. Yes.
It's not.
Okay.
It's a mafia book.
Oh, but you love that shit.
I do like that shit, but it threw me because
Okay.
I wasn't expecting it to be about that. Because it just kind of looks like it would be a fantasy book to me.
Yeah. So you went in blind.
I
You
went in
didn't read-
blind.
Okay.
So the Vipers, they're a mafia group. There's Ryder, Garrett, Kenzo, and Diesel. And these four dudes are fucked up.
Okay.
And they basically, there's a guy who owes him a debt, and the guy, because he's broke, instead of paying off his debt with money, he sells his daughter to them.
Oh God.
So they go and kidnap the daughter.
Okay.
Daughter is like no contact with her dad. So why he thought he could do that, I don't know. He did. Well, they end up falling in love with her, and she ends up falling in love with them, and they have a bunch of sex throughout the book. So she ends up with these four dudes. So
Okay.
those are her four boyfriends.
Okay.
And there are some crazy sex scenes in here. And some of them I debated. I was like, do I read some of these for hot reads? Because some of them are fucked up.
Like really? Too fucked up for us?
Probably.
Wow.
There's a knife scene
Oh. Okay.
that
Oh.
what you're picturing is not what happens. I'm just going to tell you.
Okay.
It's okay. So Diesel, a lot of women are in love with the dudes in this book, by the way. He's almost like they're almost kind of weird Christian Grey kind of dudes.
Okay.
Like fantasy, yeah, they seem hot, but in
Yeah.
real life, these dudes would be fucking psycho and belong behind jails.
Yeah.
And behind bars.
Okay. I know what you meant.
And Diesel is like kind of the crazy guy who tortures people to get confessions.
Okay.
And he loves just like blood, guts, torture, pain,
Mhm.
everything.
Okay.
But he falls in love with this girl, and he calls her Little Bird,
Hmm.
which pisses me off because I'm like, he's so crazy. I'm like, why did he pick that as the nickname? That's such a stupid nickname. He's like, come here, little bird. Come have fun with me.
Ew.
I know, it's gross, and I don't like it.
Mm.
Him calling her Little Bird like ruined the book for me.
Yeah.
It's not very well written. I mean, it's kind of a fun read if you just want to read spice.
Mhm.
But I'm debating on even telling you about the knife scene. I kind of want to because you're not going to believe what it is.
Did they put the knife in her?
Sort of.
Ew.
There's no blood.
Oh, why?
Well, the knife stabs him.
Does she peg him with a knife?
No.
Okay. Well, now you have to tell me.
Okay. So he has, I don't think it's like a knife. I think he has like a blade that's probably like this big and has like a good handle on it.
Okay.
He puts the handle in her butt
Okay.
and then fucks her doggy style so he gets stabbed with the knife. Because he's
Okay,
into
wait,
that
let me
shit.
think about this. How? Okay. The angle. He would just be like stabbing. Unless he's got a horse cock. That
I know, it doesn't really make a lot
it
of
doesn't
sense.
add up
It doesn't.
in my head.
He's like a crazy torturer, so he's like, he says he knows where he can get stabbed without dying.
Hmm.
And I'm like, you're getting stabbed in your gut,
Like
dude.
in your bladder.
Yeah. So I'm like, that knife either has
I'm
to be
thinking
like
of the
really
angle.
tiny.
I'm thinking of the angle. Yeah, it would have to be tiny, or it would be like, oh my, okay. Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
She gets fucked with a gun in it too.
In her
also.
butt?
Not in her butt.
Oh,
That one's in the veg.
okay. They fuck her with a gun.
Uh-huh.
And she
Oh, and
likes
it's
it.
Diesel again. He's the one that's always doing all this crazy shit.
And she likes it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, she's into it.
Okay.
And
The
she
dude
ends up
wrote
with
this
all
book.
4 of them. And it's weird. But
Sounds weird.
at one point, after I kind of got halfway through, I'm like, the storyline in this book, well, there isn't much of one.
Yeah.
But there was a little bit of one. And part of me's like, I at least have to know what happens.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you're
'Cause
by
there's
halfway
like,
through. Like,
they had like a hit
You're
on them and
committed.
stuff, and they were trying to figure out who was trying to kill them and stuff. And
Yeah.
I was like, well, I at least got to know if they catch the people. Like, I have to know. So, I didn't pick the knife scene for
yeah.
reasons.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
I couldn't do it, but I
A
don't
more
think
vanilla scene? Is that what we're going with?
I just picked one. I honestly just opened it up to a page because there's sex throughout the whole book. It didn't take me long to find one.
Okay.
So,
I'm ready.
Ethel is going to read a scene
Okay.
from Den of Vipers.
I'm ready.
Okay, I need to clear my throat for my accent real quick.
Okay.
My sneeze kind of made me get a tickle. Kind of like what happened to you earlier.
The tibia is falling.
I wasn't expecting it to move.
It fell down.
It did fall down.
So I kicked it. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, where was my spot?
Oh, and it's the rest of the way down now.
That's okay. Sorry, one moment, please.
'Kay.
Ethel's just trying to find her spot. I know I had a spot. Sorry, I
Ethel's
lost
trying to
it.
find her
I know.
spot.
Well, she's the one reading it. It's not me.
Right.
Hurry up, Ethel.
Come on.
Okay, I'm just going to kind of start in the middle here.
Okay.
Releasing her peak with a pop, I give the other same treatment before leaning back and watching her pant and wreath beneath me, her wetness soaking through her knickers. Her breasts are magnificent. I can't stop staring. Fuck, how beautiful would they look with my marks across them. Disrupting those pale globes with all that soft skin marked up for me. I resist the temptation, leaning down and grasping some of her skin between my teeth, biting until she cries out. Releasing her flesh, I lift my head to see my teeth imprinted across her breast. So I turn my head and bite the other one, leaving my marks. She whimpers but pulls me closer. Stroking her hip through the pain, I let go and look at my masterpiece with satisfaction. Next time she can wear my whiplashes. I'm thinking she would love it. Ryder, she gasped, rocking harder against me. I lift her and rip those fishnets and knickers and toss them away before bringing her back down to my cock, pulling her back and forth across it. I let her coat me with her wetness.
Oh, gross.
She whimpers again, her eyes dazed with pleasure as she feels every inch of me that will soon be inside her, marking her until no other will do, making her ours forever. You're gonna ride me right. Oh, wait, that was the guy. You're gonna ride me right here, I demand, leaning down, pressing my cock against her tight little entrance. My greedy little girl rocks harder, trying to sink down, but I hold her still, forcing her to look at me. She doesn't get to distance herself if I don't. She will know who's fucking her, who is in charge of giving her such pleasure she can't handle it. As soon as those eyes meet mine, I drop her, impaling her on my cock.
Oh, boy.
We both groan. She's so fucking tight, so wet, gripping me like a silken glove. Her inner muscles stretch around me. She sways harder, instantly moving, not waiting a beat. We're both too desperate to go slow, to savor it. That'll come later. We're both scared if we slow down enough to think about all those worries, all those factors pulling us apart and making us enemies will stop this. Ride me. Fuck yourself on my dick until you come. I order harshly. As I lean back and watch her, her body rolls with her movements, her breasts jiggling from the force of her thrusts, my cock buried deep inside her as she rides me, just doing what I ordered, taking her own pleasure. It's goddamn breathtaking to watch. I can't help but reach out and grab her winding hips, feeling each and every movement as I fight to thrust up, to grab her, to take her hard and fast, just pounding into her. No, this is about her. Her hands come up and pinch her nipples. This isn't a show. She's enjoying herself. I feel her wetness dripping from her pussy, coating me. Sliding her hand down her stomach. She reaches her clit and starts to rub. Moaning, her head falls back as she rubs, chasing her release. I'm so close, she whimpers. But I don't help her. I just watch her, and with one flick of her fingers, she comes all over my dick.
Ew. I have so many notes. Do you have a pen? I'm going to forget them.
Yes.
I was looking for a pen because I have to write all these down before I forget
Okay.
because they were funny points.
I also like to point out that's one of the most tame scenes in this book.
Okay. I really am bothered by a lot of things that he said.
Mm-hmm. The whole entire book is bothersome. I'm just going to tell you that.
Damn it, there's one more. I knew there was 4. There's one more thing. I already forgot it.
Maybe I'll be able to think of it when you start saying your stuff.
Shit. Okay. I'm just going to tell you the ones I thought of.
Okay.
So I'm like, is he from 1917? Why is he saying knickers?
That's a good question.
Knickers? He said that twice.
I know.
Okay. And then when he said impale,
Impaled on my cock.
impaled on my dick or cock or whatever
Yeah.
he said, that's a new one for me.
That's new, yeah.
She impaled herself.
Oh, you would learn a lot of good ones in this book.
That was a weird one. And then he referred to her boobs as pale globes.
I know.
What is that about? Pale globes.
Oh my god.
That was weird.
That's a weird one.
And then also, I feel like that whole story was from the guy's point of view, but you only read a little bit of it in the guy
Well,
voice.
the narration I read in her voice, but when he actually spoke, I read
Okay.
it in the guy's
Okay.
voice. It was each chapter is narrated by one of them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sometimes it's from her point of view. Sometimes it's from one of the
Okay.
dude's point of view.
Okay, I got it.
It's not from just one person's point
Yeah.
of view through the whole book.
Okay. So the 4 guys all
Mhm.
each
That
have
was
their own
Ryder.
thing. I heard.
Mm-hmm.
And then one part where he said something about being at her tight entrance,
Yeah.
and Todd looked over at me and he made a face. He didn't like that one.
I have not liked
Tight
hearing the word
entrance.
entrance in these.
Yeah, I'm not a fan
I'm
of
not a fan of
entrance.
that.
I'm not. I mean, I don't know
Ow.
that I have a preference that's better. It's just I don't like it. It's not a
Do you even
door.
need to say entrance? Just
Yeah.
say like slid in.
Yeah.
You don't-
Oh, I know what he said. That the other one that I was thinking of when he said "fuck yourself on my dick," or he said "fuck yourself on something." Fuck yourself on my cock or something.
Yeah.
that was weird.
That is a
Fuck
weird one.
yourself, but with me. Okay.
Yeah.
That was a weird one.
I know. And it's not a great book. It's not well written.
It's not great.
It's not great. I mean, if you just want to read for sex,
Yeah,
it's good for that.
sure.
But it's also like, come on.
Do better.
And these dudes are supposed to be, I'm just going to spoil this book for you because I'm sure you're not going to read it.
I'm
but,
no, I'm not.
these dudes are supposed to be like vicious killers.
Yeah.
One of them, who's supposed to be the most vicious of the killers, calls her little bird, which I already said that, but I just wanted to point it
Yeah,
out again.
yeah.
Because what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then at the very, very end, she marries all 4 of them, and they're all excited in the car, like, we're gonna get married.
I don't
They're-
think that's possible. I don't think you can marry 4 people, can you? Legally?
I don't think it's a legal marriage, but they
okay.
had a
But
ceremony.
they all had a little like girl fest.
And yeah, they were more excited than her. They were literally, it says in there, bouncing in his seat, like, we're getting married. And I'm like, there was a scene where he just skinned a dude alive. Like,
Oh
what
my
the
God.
fuck?
That's weird.
I was like, now he's all excited about getting
Yeah.
married. And I think he has a fanny pack at one point,
Oh,
too.
okay. Fuck.
Like, none of it makes sense. It is just, it's words
Yeah,
just jumbled together.
that sounds shitty.
Yeah, it's not great writing. I mean, it is kind of funny. And there are so many women obsessed with this book.
Probably just because of the sex stuff.
I know. If you get on TikTok, if you look up, like, just on Book Talk,
Mm-hmm.
it's just women who talk about spicy books that they
Yeah.
like. And this is one. And so many women are in love with Diesel, the knife guy, the little bird guy, that guy. Like,
That's
I'm
weird.
like, I don't like him.
I don't either.
The
I haven't
only
even
one
read it.
that
and
I
don't like him.
kind of liked out of the dudes was Kenzo.
Kenzo?
Kenzo.
Okay.
He seemed kind of hot.
Okay.
He just wasn't bad. I don't know.
Okay.
He seemed to have normal sex.
Wasn't as weird.
Huh?
Wasn't as weird as the others.
No.
Okay.
He did finger her at a restaurant in front of everybody.
Okay. I mean, that's not.
I didn't
that's-
think that was a bad scene. I was like, that's
Yeah.
kind of hot.
that's better than a knife.
Oh, and two of those dudes are brothers.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh, and then there's another. I'm sorry. I wanted that. I wanted to tell you about this book because I literally just finished it.
Yeah.
So it's been on my brain.
Okay.
There's another scene where one of the dudes, Garrett, gives her a tattoo, and she gets turned on apparently getting tattoos.
Mhm.
Like she likes pain,
Okay.
and she's kind of like Rob wriggling around
Okay.
because she's getting all horny. And Diesel's like, "I'll hold her still for you." So he puts her on his lap and puts his dick in her. And she sits there like that
And-
while she gets tattooed.
That's stupid.
It is stupid.
Are those two the brothers?
No,
Okay.
Kenzo and Ryder are the brothers.
Okay. That's weird. I'll hold her still for you. I'll impale her.
I'll impale her on my cock.
Oh, God.
I mean, this book is crazy. I mean, it's kind of worth reading because of its stupidness,
Okay.
honestly, or just ridiculousness.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of worth it for that, I
Okay.
guess. But yeah, I had to tell you about some of that because it was just too insane. I needed to tell
Yeah.
somebody. Ryan doesn't want to like hearing about my spicy reads.
that
He doesn't
doesn't
like it.
surprise me.
He's like, "Shut up," and I'm like,
up.
I'm
God.
like, please, yeah, pretty much. And I'm like, please let me tell you. I need to tell somebody. Thank goodness I have the Gory Hole podcast, and I get to tell all of you about
Yay.
this disgusting book.
I'm so glad.
But,
Okay. Thank
yeah.
you for that.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay.
All right, is
You
it
ready?
surprise topic time?
I think it is. If you're ready, I'm ready.
Yeah, I think we got through everything.
'Kay.
let's do it. Can I have my pen back? Actually,
Oh,
real
yes.
quick. Sorry,
I'm going to dart it at you.
Perfect.
Okay. Okay. My topic is
I'm excited.
different things that you can do with your remains after you die.
Oh, yay!
We've talked a couple of things, like you told me about aquamation.
Uh huh.
And so we talked about a couple things, but I am always super interested in the different creative things that you can have done with your remains. So I have a
love
long list, and some of them we've obviously heard of, and some of them are a little more rare. Some of them are brand new. So I'm going to tell you about them.
Oh, I'm pumped.
So different options for your body after death.
That's a
First
good
one is probably the most common in our part of the world anyway, burial. The most traditional choice. It can be done directly with no viewing or with ceremonies or combination of, viewing and ceremony and or not.
Mhm.
Like everybody does a little bit different with graveside service or
That is
church
my
stuff.
that appeals to me the least.
I kind
being
of
buried.
agree. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Next is cremation. We all know what that is. It's pretty common also. I feel like that's a little more popular these days
I
because
agree.
it's cheaper.
Yeah.
It's a lot cheaper, honestly, and that is realistic. Especially with after the pandemic and all this stuff, like people aren't lost jobs and money is an issue, so cremation is more practical for a lot of families. Next one is green burial. A green burial is similar to a normal burial, except no embalming fluids or toxic chemicals of any kind are used,
Oh.
because the chemicals they use are bad for the environment.
So you would just decompose naturally?
Yes.
Okay.
So I think with that, obviously, you'd have to have a burial pretty quickly if you're going to have any kind of service or viewing.
Are they still in a
Gives you-
casket?
Great question. I think you have the option, but it's all like biodegradable stuff.
Oh, okay. So probably a cheaper casket.
Yes. So biodegradable materials such as caskets, shrouds, and urns may be used.
Okay.
Oh, it also sounds like a lot of them don't use gravestones. They use GPS to locate graves rather than markers on the graves, which is
Oh.
interesting.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either. Next one. This one is different. I had not heard of this. A mushroom burial. Have you heard of this?
I don't think so.
Okay. Mushroom burial. It's a suit that goes on the person. It has mushroom spores that line the suit. and so they just kind of like become
a mushroom.
a mushroom. So it just like spores, and they basically mushrooms grow out of them, and it's I feel like it's similar to a green burial. It's like a more natural way of decomposition.
I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy.
It is creepy. I don't know why. Something about it kind of gives me the raw wriggles.
Give you the wriggles.
Yeah, it gives me the wriggles.
Next one, this one might be creepy to you as well because you're obsessed with the sea.
Mhm.
Sea burial.
No, I actually that one kind of appeals to me.
Yeah. It is more environmentally conscious,
Mhm.
like the green burial. It is a lot of the sea burials use natural burial shrouds or mix the person's ashes with an eco-friendly concrete.
Mm.
It's common, especially among sailors. Also, in many different cultures and religions, they do sea burials. And it's basically just disposal of the remains in the ocean. So it's different ways. Like I said, some of them do ashes. Some people just push the body out.
I've seen videos on
Yeah.
TikTok. Yeah.
So-
People just sliding a casket off a boat. And then being
Ooh.
like, bye.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was like legal or I mean, I guess if you're out in open water, kind of do what you want. I don't know.
Oh, I think so.
Okay. This one is one I've talked about before, body donation to science.
Mm-hmm.
Like a body farm or a medical school or what have you. You can donate your body and they can do research with it and learn from it.
Yeah.
So that's an option.
That kind of appeals to me.
Me too.
I feel like
I
I'd
like
make
that.
friends even
Yeah.
after death.
I like
know?
that. I think it's cool. The teacher in me thinks it's cool to
Yeah. And people
like,
who seem
allow
like
people to
who
learn from me.
have to work with bodies, they seem very respectful
Uh-huh.
and stuff and like
Yeah.
talk to them and stuff,
Yeah.
you know? Like, I'm
Yeah.
still making friends even
Yeah.
after I'm dead.
Exactly. Next one is composting. As of December 31st, 2022, so just almost exactly a year ago for when we're recording this, 6 U.S. states have legalized human composting. So it's not super widespread, very
That gives me
know,
mushroom
yet.
vibes.
Y-
I don't know.
yeah, it's
I don't-
similar. It's similar. Human composting is a natural organic reduction process that allows a body to literally return to the earth.
Oh, I bet there's worms involved.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
No.
for sure. Next one is donation. I mean, this is like a combination of the other ones. So you can donate like your organs and your skin and your eyes and stuff for other people who are living. But then typically you have to make a choice about what to do with the rest of the remains. So you do a burial or a cremation or whatever with the rest of the remains, but you're donating a lot of your like healthy parts to someone else,
Makes sense.
which I also really like that idea.
Yeah.
I would donate
Oh, yeah, me too.
my whole fucking body to
Yeah.
like if people can see and have a new heart or kidney or whatever
Oh,
they
yeah,
need, I would
absolutely.
do that. I'm an organ donor if
Me
you can't
too.
tell.
Yep.
Okay. This one's really cool. Eternal Reefs.
Ooh, I don't know what that is.
Eternal Reefs creates artificial reef material out of a mixture of concrete and human cremains, which human cremains is the crushed bones left over from cremations. So they can turn you into basically what looks like a coral reef.
Oh, okay.
It's a fake coral reef, but it is deposited into the sea as a coral reef burial,
That's
and it
kind
will
of cool.
attract wild or like sea creatures.
Oh, you could feed a little sea turtle.
Yeah, it's cool, but I mean, it is just like concrete in your ashes, so it's not
Mm.
real. Like,
But
I guess it would
still.
look cool.
You could be friends with a turtle.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Just let me live this.
Next one is a memorial diamond. Memorial diamonds are made by pressurizing hair or ashes of the deceased in the same way real diamonds are made, but quicker.
Oh.
So you can. Have you seen anybody have like jewelry or anything made out of their loved one? I've usually seen like a fingerprint
Oh, yeah.
or a thumbprint or something on like a necklace, but
Mhm.
I have not seen an actual like gemstone made from remains. But that is an option.
I have.
You
Mostly
have?
with pet remains, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Not really with people.
Okay.
I've seen a lot with animals, though, where people put some of like their dog's ashes into like a necklace.
Okay.
And it makes like a little, I don't know, kind of resiny kind of jewel
Okay.
that
Yeah.
they can wear.
That must be what this is. It says the diamonds are environmentally friendly because they're not mined and are ethical, obviously. They're not
That
like
sounds a little
blood
fancier
diamonds.
than the animal ones.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah. Next one is mummy.
But...
A little throwback. Mummification was common in historical burials of ancient Egypt. It is the drying of bodies and removing the organs. They were often wrapped in cloth. Let's see. What else do we have? Biodegradable urns. Burial pods. You talked about this, where you can be put in a pod and like a tree.
Yeah.
Turn into a tree.
Uh-huh.
Burial pods are similar to biodegradable tree urns in that the deceased body helps to become a tree. It's similar to a green burial. You're turning the remains into a living thing, sort
I
of
wouldn't
idea.
mind being a tree.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a cool little memorial too.
Mm-hmm.
Unless the tree died, then that would suck.
Oh, yeah. Didn't think about that.
Yeah. We talked about that one. Plastination.
Ooh, I don't know what that is.
I think you probably do.
Okay.
Do you remember that? God, what was that? It was like a thing at Union Station years ago. It was a touring like display thing of bodies. What was it called?
I think it was just called Bodies.
Bodies.
Wasn't
It might have just been called Bodies, and it would show them. They were plastinated.
Oh, okay.
So they were human bodies that had been like they would put them on like a bicycle.
I do know what that is.
Or like
yeah.
pose them, or they would like show them with layers, like the skin layers removed, so you just see the muscle tissue, and like different like poses, and it was really interesting. I went and saw that like I don't know, it was like probably almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And so there's stuff like that tours, and so kind of like for just a cool display for entertainment. So
That's kind of cool.
It is like it's interesting. And it's used for medical schools and anatomy labs to preserve organ specimens for education. So they remove all the liquids from the body. Ooh, I don't like this sentence. They remove all the liquids from the body, sucking it dry, whilst allowing only tissue mass to remain. And it's preserved in sort of like a plastination. It's basically like an embalmed. Is embalmation a word? I don't know. They embalm the tissues. So they take out the natural fluids and like replace it with something that makes it like a plasticky type substance.
Interesting.
It is. Next
Human
we have,
doll.
what'd you say?
Like a human doll.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of creepy. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
how long they last. Forever? I don't know. I didn't look that far into that one. Next one is resumation or biocremation. This sounds similar to what you called aquamation. It might just be another word for it. It uses heated water and potassium hydroxide to liquefy the body, leaving only bones behind. It's eco-friendly. Let's see. It mimics the body's natural decomposition process and just accelerates it.
Yep. That's acclimation.
That's
yeah.
the same.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's a
So
different word
they
for
call it resumation. I don't know why. Next one is something I had never heard of. It's fucking wild. Ashes to vinyl. Music is the soundtrack of our lives. And
I
now,
can see you doing this already.
and now your life can be part of the soundtrack. You can have your ashes sprinkled on a raw piece of vinyl. So yeah,
Cool.
making vinyl records from ashes. I didn't know that was a thing. You can get them pressed into a playable vinyl record with your audio of choice. Kind of cool,
That's amazing.
right?
That could be a record someone could hang up on their wall or something.
Yeah, I'd want them to listen to me though.
Speak to them through the record.
Yeah, or like have a really, I don't know. You could really go far with that one. Like
Mhm.
you could will the record to somebody you hate and just have
yeah.
it be a song that's like fuck you, or I don't know, like, or you could have it be like a love song and leave it to your loved one, or I
Yeah.
don't know. You could do all kinds of stuff with that.
Kind of like the "fuck you" song.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
yeah, I do too. Or like a song that you really have to think hard about the lyrics, and it's kind of like it's a fuck you, but it's a subdued fuck you, so they don't really know it. And after they listen to it for 5 years, they're like, wait a minute, did she even like me?
Yeah, pretty. That'd be good.
Next one is fireworks. So I talked about fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
I thought somebody did that, and yeah, I think that's been done a few times. It's obviously not. It's expensive. It's not something that people do very often. But you can have your ashes put into fireworks and shot up into the sky.
That's pretty awesome.
you can also do. Maybe that's the space one. Dang it! Where'd
I
the
mean, really, the
space one
options are
go?
endless,
They
especially if you get
really
cremated.
are.
Cremated. Ugh, I said it.
Cremated.
Bleh, cremated. I mean, you could pretty much do whatever you want with your ashes. You
Right.
know?
Right.
Be put into an oil painting or
Yeah.
like,
You for sure.
made
Dang
into
it,
a
I was
sculpture
thinking
of
there
some
was one
kind.
about space, and now I don't see
Oh, I
that
want to
one.
be shot into space.
But I think you can do that. You can.
I think you're right. I
You
think
can
I've heard
put
of
your
that,
urn
yeah.
in a rocket and have it sent up there. You can fly around. You
That'd be
can-
cool.
Yeah, you can really.
Deep
You're
sea
right.
or space would be awesome.
Yes, you're right. Like the options really are endless. Those
Mhm.
are just the ones.
Especially
that
if
are,
you
like,
choose cremation or
advertised.
aquamation or something
Uh-huh.
like that, because
Because
just
then
be
you
like,
get to do
take my
that
ashes.
and then do something with the
Yeah.
remains of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And obviously you can do the thing where people just sit the urn on your mantle and keep grandma for a while. You can split them
I
up.
hate that idea.
I do too. I don't like
I'm
that
like,
either.
just sprinkle me somewhere.
That's
like,
how, yeah. My both of my parents are gone,
Mhm.
and they were both cremated, and I had my dad's ashes for a short time in our house years ago.
Mhm.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. And
Yeah.
then I kept him for a while because we had like a celebration of life party type thing at a lake, and we dumped his ashes in the lake.
Mhm.
But for a while, he was on my fireplace, and I did not care for that.
Mhm.
And my mom, I just had a short time too. We did the same thing, put her in a lake. But yeah, I didn't like.
I do have one of
I
my
didn't like
dog's
it.
ashes still.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I have my dog's ashes too. I have my dog and my cat's ashes. So I don't know why that's different to me.
I don't know why either.
It's comforting.
Well, maybe
to me.
it's comforting with the pet, maybe because
They're supposed to be with you.
yeah, and you don't really feel like, I don't know, you don't necessarily feel bad if they're kind of like on a back shelf or something,
Yeah.
where you almost feel like you have to present grandma on the
Yeah.
on the mantle, you know,
Yeah.
like you can't just put her in a closet,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't feel maybe quite
I
as
don't
bad
know.
if
I
you
don't know
maybe
what it
do
is.
that
Maybe
with
that's
a
it.
pet or something.
Maybe like to me though, like my pets are up here over a lot of people. So
Mhm.
I don't know. Like I don't know what it is, but yeah, I have my pet's ashes too. Now that you thought, I didn't
Yeah.
think about that, and it didn't bother me. And I'll probably always keep them.
I know, me too. Ryan has
So.
mentioned he's like, we should go sprinkle her ashes somewhere, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Yeah. And
Maybe one day, but not
maybe
now,
one
not
day
now.
you'll be ready for that. But I'm the same way. I don't want
No.
to. The other thing that just came to mind is I've heard of people mixing ashes into tattoo ink and having a tattoo with their loved one's ashes. I don't know how like
Yeah, I wonder how that
hygienic
works.
that is, or if
Yeah.
it. Surely, whatever's in the remains is killed in the cremation process.
Yeah, I would hope so.
But yeah, I've heard of people doing that too.
Interesting.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I mean, really, you can pretty much do whatever you want.
Yeah, you're right.
You could have a sex doll made out of yourself and put your ashes
Ooh.
and make a cold Nikki.
A cold Nikki. Oh my God. Oh wait, I've heard about this. It was what was that? It was another podcast I heard where somebody had. It was a woman. Her husband died. She had a dildo made and her husband's ashes put in the dildo.
Oh, I've heard of that. What was that
Yes,
on?
I don't know. Maybe it was one of the podcasts we both listened to. I don't remember now, but
I could see them talking about
she
that
still
on
had
viral
sex with her
podcasts.
husband.
Yeah.
she kept doing it.
It had to have been viral.
Maybe it was.
Because I've heard that.
Yeah.
That I've definitely heard that.
Ah,
I've always
the-
told Ryan I want to be,
endless.
if I die before him, I want to be taxidermied. And
That's
I want him to.
creepy.
It's a joke.
I
But
know,
I
I know,
want
I
him
know.
to put me in the living room, like just looking angry at him all the time.
Oh, you want to be angry at him for eternity?
I don't want him bringing any bitches to my house.
Oh my God,
so I just want
Jenny.
you guys sit me there. Maybe mechanical head. Just,
Ew! No. No.
it's a joke. I'm
I
like,
know.
I want to like
Of
torment you
course.
even after death.
Of course. So real talk, you wouldn't want him if you died prematurely or something. You wouldn't want him to eventually move on. Or you'd be like, no, you're gonna be alone forever, asshole.
Oh, put him in the. What is the cremator thing called?
Aquamation?
Or the
Or the
the incinerator.
furnace?
Put him in there with me.
What?
No,
You'd
I'm
wanna-
kidding. I'm kidding.
I
wouldn't care if he
know,
moved
of
on.
course you're kidding, but like, would you be upset if he moved on?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to be alone. That would make me
Okay,
sad.
that's what I thought. I just didn't know if you were joking.
I would at least want him to have like at least a roommate or something. like if
Well, I
he
mean,
if he
I
fell in
mean a
love again and
romantic
had.
person.
I wouldn't care.
Okay.
What about
I
you?
just could. Yeah, for sure. I'm
Yeah.
the same way. I just couldn't tell if you were joking.
Oh,
I was
I'm
like,
not. I'm
I
just-
don't know.
I,
if she
I
really
make
wants
these
him
jokes
to.
all the time.
Okay.
Around
Like I
me.
knew you didn't want to actually be taxidermied and put in the living room, obviously.
Yeah,
but
no, it's just like a weird
okay.
joke.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
He's
I'm
made jokes that he wants to have like his head mounted like a deer's in like in the bedroom
Ew.
where he's always watching me.
That's
So
creepy.
that I'm creeped out. It's
his
like a
weird, like
cre-
glass eyes always
Yeah,
looking at
just-
you. Oh, that's weird to think about.
yeah.
Todd mentioned when our kitty cat died, he was like, "What if we just like have her taxidermied?" And like she always slept in a little circle on the back of the chair. And he's like, "What if we just like put her right here?" And I was like, "No, that's too creepy." I don't think he wasn't serious, but
You know,
I'm sure people do that shit.
I think certain pets it's not creepy,
Really?
but some I think.
What
it
do you
is.
mean, like certain pets, like certain animals?
Certain kinds of animals? I don't
Okay,
think it's creepy.
like frogs.
Like frogs. Like frogs are a good example.
Okay.
I suggested to. Okay, so I told you Ryan shot his deer.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deer is at the taxidermist.
Oh,
Right
he's
now.
actually getting it taxidermied.
Uh-huh.
Just the head or what?
Just the head, yeah.
Okay.
So there's gonna be a buck living at my house.
Are there any there now?
Skulls, but not
Okay, that's what
not
I
the
thought.
actual taxidermy
I don't
heads.
see. I don't like that. Are you looking forward to that or no?
It doesn't bother me.
I think,
I told him as long as it wasn't in the bedroom,
Yeah.
I don't want to sleep with it.
Just put your underwear on its antlers.
I could do that. As long as it's not in the bedroom.
Yeah.
I didn't want it in the bedroom or the living room. I was like, any other room's fine.
Okay.
I just don't want it.
You don't want to see it all the time.
Oh, yeah. And I think we found a spot kind of in our kitchen that we
Okay.
might put him. But I don't know. It's not his. I kind of feel kind of the way our buddy Jordan the Grey Witch
Mhm.
feels when it
Yeah.
comes to taxidermy.
I-
Like, it's not their fault.
I do like
They
her
still
take
deserve-
on it.
I know, and that's kind of how I feel too. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
they might be dead, but they still deserve a good home.
That's cute.
Yeah, and I like Ryan's skulls. I named them. The skull living in our dining room that I
Yeah.
decorate for holidays.
Yeah,
His name
yeah.
is Walter.
Walter.
Uh-huh.
That is cute. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, and I decorate him and stuff, and I talk to him. Sometimes
Yeah.
I'm like, "Hey, Walter," as I walk by.
That's cute. I don't know. I just like, I don't know. I get wiggly.
Okay, how do you feel about a taxidermy guinea pig? Is that gross?
No, I don't know. Like I've seen.
If I
some
put it in a
funny-
cute little pose or something,
Is it meant to be cheesy and funny? Like,
Yeah.
is it going to be riding a tractor or
Yeah.
some shit? Okay, then yeah, I think that's funny.
and
but
then
is
I
it
still
your
also have a memorial
is
to
it
my
your
guinea pig.
own guinea pig?
Well, in my mind, I was thinking, when my guinea pigs die, maybe I might
You would
do
do
that.
that? Oh, I don't know. That's weird.
But that's also
I mean,
really
it's cool.
expensive to do.
I bet,
It's like $1,000
especially
to
to
do.
have it done well. I'm sure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that I mean, that is cool.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't want to do it to my own
I'd
pet.
almost probably rather just buy one that's already made.
See
that I don't
that's-
have a connection
that you don't know.
to.
That's what I
Mhm.
think would be better.
I like
Because
those
there are
better.
so many out there who need homes.
Mhm.
If you think about it,
That's true.
there are already weird taxidermies
Do you,
all over
would
Etsy.
you think I'm weird if I got my guinea pigs cremated?
No,
though?
I think that's no.
Okay.
To get them cremated?
Mhm.
No, I feel like that's just like a dog or a cat.
Yeah, me too. Ryan was like, "You
No.
would pay to have the guinea pigs
That's
cremated."
just because he doesn't like them.
I know.
Fuck that.
He's
Do what
getting
you
better.
want. Is he? Did he
Uh-huh.
touch him?
He hasn't touched them yet.
Well, then,
But he lets them hang out in the same room as us now.
wow.
And he has admitted that they are cute.
What?
Those are big steps.
Wow.
Because
I need,
showed
I need
him,
a finger on.
I
one
know.
of them.
I'm still waiting for that. But I showed him. I was like, if I put the guinea pigs in their little fuzzy bed,
Mhm.
they stay in it.
Mhm.
So I can put them like on the table when we're
Mhm.
like hanging out drinking beers. They stay in the bed, and he's like, they are being good. And I was like, I told you.
That's cute.
So he's like, okay, they can hang out here once in a while. And I was like, yay. And I was like, aren't they cute? And he goes, they're cute, just not
They're
all the time.
cute-ish.
But yeah, I
That's
think you
cute.
realize now that they can hang out in the room, I don't talk
Yeah.
about them as much. So
Yeah.
it's win-win kind of, I guess. I get to hang out with guinea pigs.
That's funny.
He doesn't have to hear about them as much.
Yeah. Can you put them in like a big old hamster ball? Will they just like
So
explore?
I think they just kind of flop
Okay.
over.
Okay.
Their faces would be all smushed.
Like,
I
don't
tried
know what to
doing that with
do.
one of my old guinea pigs long ago. And
Okay.
that's basically what happened. They just kind of rolled away.
Okay. Like, help me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have
I
their little
wasn't sure.
playpen and laundry
Yeah.
basket and stuff that I
Cute.
put them in.
Okay. That's cute.
okay. I think.
Are we
think-
good?
I think we are. We've
Okay.
been going for a while, right?
Yeah. Let me check. Oh, yeah. Almost an hour 20.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
wrap her
so
up.
let's wrap her up.
Let's do it.
Thank you guys for joining us in the Gory Hole Dungeon for this episode of the Gory Hole Podcast. Be sure to like, follow, share, and subscribe at the Gory Hole Pod. We are on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. And also, anything you want to tell us, want us to talk about, doesn't matter. email us, thegoryholepod@gmail.com. And don't forget to hit that 5 stars wherever you listen to podcasts. All right. We will see you guys next week.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right.
Stay gory.
See ya.